All right, y'all. First and foremost, give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and his son, the Mashiach, who some call Yahweh Yeshua, Yahoshua, Yashaya. We mostly know as Jesus Christ. The devices of Satan, sin in the new age. I did this video over a year ago. Got a mighty 52 views. Salute to the Shanae Cooper. Salute to you. This is like Avatar. All right, and it's just kind of bringing awareness, sounding the trumpet of this new technology that was coming, that I kind of seen coming, that we all seen coming, you know, with the goggles and the virtual reality, and all of our kids, and the virtual reality becoming cheaper and cheaper and cheaper and better. Some of this stuff acting like you can actually feel the wind and all of this stuff. More and more people diving into it, becoming more of a common thing. Even seeing people doing these NPCs, being these NPCs, acting like robots on TikTok and making money. I think that one sister made all of this money. But I did a class on this, devices of Satan, sin in the new age. This is part 2. Being with some of the new announcements with Elon Musk, with the robo taxi and the robo van, and of course the robot, the humanoid robot Optimus. And if you haven't looked into that, if you haven't seen that, you have no idea what I'm talking about. Go look up, Elon Musk's new cyborg, or Elon Musk's new autonomous car, where the car has no steering wheel, no brake pedal. It's totally autonomous. It's totally automatic. You get in, tell it where you want to go, and it's gonna go there. Or you own you one, and you tell it, hey, you tell it drop me off at work. Then they go out and it work for you, and it make money picking people up, and then they come back pick you up, and then they can go back out while you sleeping and go pick people up and make money and that's that was some of the selling points on it. And even the robots under just talking about the robots gonna be about $20,000, which can make that can put that almost in every home. 20,000. I think that dealer told me it was for every 5,000 it was $100 far as a car note. So let's just say that'll be about $400 a month to have you a robot, to have you a cyborg, to have you a slave to do your every wish. Wash the dishes, clean the car, wash the kids, take the dog out for a walk, and who wouldn't want that? Who wouldn't want their own little cyborg? And that's the thing too, man. Everybody slick want a slave, man. Everybody slick want somebody they ain't gotta pay to do what they do. And that's why slavery has always existed, and will always exist until that eternal reign. But we hear part 2. I just want to play a couple clips here. Just y'all can go back and watch this. It's on the channel. We on the channel now, so it's up there. And these things can be watched by anybody. It can be watched by children. They can be watched over and over and over and over by children. So it has gradually, all of these things have came with problems. All technology, it has its. It's just like medicine. It's gonna have, it'll cure this, but you're gonna get this, and you're gonna have all of these complications, and you know what I'm saying? And that's how they can usher this stuff in, because we'll have good moments like that where my partner is playing with his child in another world like that, but also it's gonna be very dark.
Hey, like
go ahead, Doc.
Hey, it's a movie called Surrogate.
It's called Cherokee?
Surrogates. Like a
Surrogates. Okay, come on.
Bruce Willis playing now. And this the plot of the movie. It say in the near future, people live their lives free of pain, danger, and complications through robotic representation of themselves called surrogate.
Y'all can hear him saying Surrogate, the movie by Bruce Willis. Back in the day, Brother Michael is reading, and I don't know, I think I said something about it earlier, or this movie I was looking for, but I always remember this movie and some of the complications with it. I may have to go back and rewatch that. Y'all may need to go back and rewatch Surrogate. The way these things are being ushered in with these humanoids and so forth. And then another reason why, I kind of stay away from the lives now. I need to get back into it. I'm trying to get back into it. I need to learn this software. It's that static, man. So I can't even hear what Brother Michael's saying. They got Bruce Willis in it. Yep, I know exactly what you're talking.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, go ahead.
Nah, go ahead, out.
I was just saying a lot of the people, they buy these robots, man, go into that metaverse and live their life through the robots.
Absolutely.
And when they at the end when they wake up, not telling the movie, but when they wake up, everybody you either handicapped, you physically, or unattractive, and they try to escape that world going to these robots.
Yeah. And even there, man, it's gonna start that way, but then it's gonna get so dark, and it's gonna get, But yeah, I gotta go back and watch that. I didn't know the name of that movie, but I do remember that, and that's exactly. It's like, man, this is exactly where they putting us, and it's possible right now. We at a point where that stuff is possible in a few years now, where they have text buddies that they can text, just like it had pen pals. And just like Jokers, supposed to be writing Jokers in jail, and they be getting serenaded by these letters, and then eventually marrying their brother that's in jail, through that penship. But also, with today's time, they just had an app that, it's just a text buddy that kind of doing these wicked things, man. Then became, came doing, college. And we just showing, meditating on the word and so forth. Things to kind of keep your mind, to keep that where your mind is not idle. Your mind, that you can take those goggles off, you can dive in that word. There are going to be people that's going to be teaching in the metaverse and some of these virtual reality aspects. They're going to be preachers that are robots. There are going to be churches that are just completely ran by AI very soon. There's gonna be people. I've seen Israelites already appealing to AI. Especially if you have an iPhone, that AI comes up first. Now it used to be Wikipedia, but now AI comes up first. Ask a biblical question on the iPhone. AI comes up first, and Israelites are appealing. A lot of leadership I've been seeing are appealing to that AI. They appealing to it. Meaning, AI said this, that's what it is. And it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard for you, you out there and you going back and forth with somebody, debating with somebody, and, they may just be, barely don't know anything about the Bible, but they can just ask the AI real quick, are you lying? AI, what color is Jesus Christ? AI, what is a Gentile? AI, who is salvation for? AI, who did Christ come to die for? AI. And then, it's going to be hard for you, if you're saying something different than that AI, for that person to be convinced. All right. So y'all can check that video out. I have some other stuff here I wanted to share with y'all. Hold on, let me take that off, bro. Take up the screen.
None of us will have a job.
Now, this is after Elon Musk, after his conference and him showing the robots, because he had the robots out there serving drinks, and some of the robots weren't just, some of them were full robot, and then some were full robots, but they're being controlled remotely somewhere else with somebody with some goggles on, somewhere across the country. But they're talking to him through that thing. So you can imagine somebody being just like somebody being the door greeter at a restaurant. All right. That robot dressed up in that suit, this joker at the house. So when you come in, he clocks in, put his goggles on. This a robot in front of the door. He just opens the door for you and asks you how many gonna be there for you. How many guests? What's the name? Oh, for table for 5. What's the name? Okay. And then, then he goes back to that's all he does from the house. And the issue with it is we gonna see here, that house gonna be in India. It's not gonna be in the United States. It's gonna be wherever they can get the cheapest labor.
There will be, but in that benign scenario, there will be universal high income, not universal basic income, universal high income. There will be no shortage of goods or services.
Universal high income. I don't know what he's saying. I think I'm thinking he's saying, hey, well, everybody gonna have money. Everybody's gonna have money. Everybody's gonna have goods and services. Everybody gonna have what they need. I think that's what he's saying. What do y'all think? Y'all hit the comments. Let me know what is universal high income? What is he saying?
Have a job. There will be, but in that benign scenario, there will be universal high income, not universal basic income, universal high income. There will be no shortage of goods or services. And I think the benign scenario is the most likely scenario, probably, 80% likely, if you ask, in my opinion. The question will not be one of lacking goods or services. You'll have, everyone will have access to as much in the way of goods and services as they would like.
Everybody gonna have, when it come to goods and services, there's gonna be an abundance. Why? Because robots are gonna be doing everything. And y'all, this what I'm telling. This ain't 50 years from now. This is maybe within the next 5, definitely without a doubt the next 10. But it could be next year. They talking about selling some of these robots, starting to sell these robots by the end of the year, which is already the end of the year. Like, people probably reserving these robots already, probably.
The question will really be one of meaning, of how, if the computer can do, and the robots can do everything better than you, then what does your life have meaning?
Does your life have meaning? Where's your purpose? And this is where you find your identity in Christ. This is where you find, you find your purpose within the text, within your obedience, within this walk. You shouldn't have that issue of what is your purpose. Your purpose is living for Christ, being a servant, a slave to Christ, being obedient to his word, spreading his gospel by all means. Even in the metaverse, we may have to put the goggles in. Joker's got a lot of idle time. So, it's just, we're going to enter into a new world, y'all.
Soon, America could hire grocery, construction, and factory workers from India using robots and teleoperation. Let me explain why an Uber-like business model is possible here. Firstly, imagine this. Companies create fleets of robots, just like Uber has fleets of cars. These robots are expensive, so instead of selling them, companies rent them out. However, the drivers operating these robots will be in lower income countries, taking advantage of global wage differences. And we are already seeing this happen right now. In Australia, workers
see, like, even some of these clips here, like this clip here, this AI, man. this is a prompt. Imagine, imagine a man, a Indian man, a East Indian man controlling a robot. And then, and it gives you a 10-second clip. Like that.
The drivers operating these robots will be in lower income countries, taking advantage of global wage differences. And we are already seeing this happen right now. In Australia, workers sit at computer screens in office buildings, controlling massive digging machines located 200 kilometers.
Joker is controlling a bulldozer in a whole nother country. That's what they doing now. But you can get AI to do that. You think he's smarter than the AI? You think he's gonna be more precise than the AI?
Kilometers away. Over in China, people move shipping containers around in a port like in a video game. This creates a kind of virtual immigration without actual physical movement. For people in
the ports in China, y'all know how much shipping and stuff going on in China. These folks just had that port strike, and they're trying to stop that because they know how those ports are operating in China. And these folks gave them that money, but they know they out the door. They know it's over. They know this they last contract. Get it while you can. You better save every dollar. You better be redefining yourself.
lower income countries, it means more jobs, higher pay, and the ultimate work from home experience.
Just released a video of the Tesla robot finding where it needs to go charging with using the back camera. This is absolutely insane. It can literally work 24 hours and know where to go charge, and then autonomously go back to work and be able to not overheat and continue work as if nothing had stopped it. This is absolutely insane, and the future, everything's about to change. Tesla just
And you got these things folding clothes, washing your car. You know, it's even like these little skits I've been seeing online where they like, you know, I'm gonna get the way my Tesla robot. They take a clip from iRobot, and the robot looks over at him, looking all sad. I guess it was looking at Will Smith, looking sad. And Joker's like, that's how my robot looking at me after I just told him, you know, to tune up the car and you know, you drop a new Hemi in there and change the 4 tires. And so, you know, just talking about how they gonna abuse their robot, how they gonna put that robot to work.
This is what happens when you won't let the car go.
I think this is somewhere in California, man. These
crazy.
Automatic cars, totally autonomous cars. Well, they're not autonomous. They got
sometimes it don't pay
stuff
to have a
in there,
driverless car.
But it's driverless.
When the homeless won't let it operate. When you won't let the car go. This is what the homeless can do.
So you got this joker here messing with the car.
No passenger. He won't let it go.
I don't know if y'all heard the car say, please step back.
See, if you don't have this new technology ain't equipped with this. What?
And it says not equipped with that, but it will be. They'll get something to shock that joker, get that joker up off of that car, or to have the authorities pull up on him before he even know it. The authorities end up coming and pulling up on him because you mess with at least $50,000 worth of equipment. This stuff ain't gonna be a game. You know what I'm saying? And you know, even in the let me let this play out.
What does it do when you can't go?
None of us will have a job.
Even in the I was talking about the sins in the new age, and how this is going to usher in a new world. Joker's gonna be fornicating with robots. Let me try to. I gotta stay up on this. Joker's gonna be fornicating with robots. People gonna be trying to marry robots. People gonna be fighting for equal rights for the robots. Hey man, the robots got a rest. They got, the smarter they and how long does it take? And it made me go back and start thinking about that sister Sophia Stewart, who the sister who wrote The Matrix and Terminator, and they stole it from her. I went back and watched some of her stuff, and it's like how far are we from that Matrix? How far are we from a point where the robots are putting us inside of a matrix? How far? What does this do ultimately? What does this do for our eschatology? What does the introduction of humanoids and robots and cyborgs, what does that do for our eschatological view, our end time view of, how these things are going to play out? Are these the new Gentiles? Or like, can a humanoid be saved? How does these things play in? Because brothers right now, most eschatological, it's just, women, World War III, man, nuke coming, blowing up stuff, and but it's nothing. RIFD chip, man, RFID chip. We gonna get the chips in our brains, and they get it in your hands, and you ain't gonna be able to buy or sell. Like, what about these robots? What about this whole thing of these jokers doing all the work, and now we have all of this time to get into some food. And this is why I'm saying it'll bring in some very dark times, very sinful times when jokers ain't got nothing but time on their hands. Nothing but time on their hands. And they can access more with less energy. I don't have to go out and drive. I don't have to pick her up. I can just I can get her dropped off by one of my autonomous vehicles. I don't have to even bring her over here. We can spend some time virtually, meet at some virtual restaurant in the universe, in the metaverse. I can send out my surrogate out there. I don't really have to get on the surgery table and none of that stuff. I sent out my surrogate, and live that life through the surrogate, like Brother Michael was bringing out in the last video. And then even that part I was talking about the Holocaust and how we have to start talking about some of the issues that's going to come up, because like I said, nothing in the text is telling us about no darn humanoids that we have gleaned from, because we just never, I don't know if anybody's just been thinking about it. But you know what? These can be the robots. Oh, these jokers flying around, and then, these can be drones. So I think everybody is going to have to, if this thing don't happen within the next 3 years, if Christ don't return the next 3 years, I think everybody's going to have to go back and revise their eschatological viewpoints and look at that thing and try to, and put and calculate and have to calculate in, these humanoids, and maybe even a war with them. Because you've been seeing all the films, we've seen, everything's been calculated of what happens when we go down this road. It's just crazy we even going down it. Like, you want to go back to you want to stay in the basics. Everything has harmed us, even the cell phone. It's harmed us. Even the connection, the World Wide Web, us being able to see everybody and us being able to have access to everybody, man, I would have never seen a Rolls Royce. You know, where I grow up at, we would have never seen it. We would have never knew what you know, they would have never seen a Lambo, a Lamborghini, and had a dream of driving a Lamborghini. A lot of people here, you know, they driving Crown Vics, old school don'ts. You know, they still in that movement because they haven't been introduced to a lot of that other stuff, that luxury stuff. You haven't been introduced to it. You know, even with the cell phones and all of that stuff. But you know, the more and more this thing spreads, the more and more this thing becomes accessible, the more we gonna fall victim to it. And, you know, I seen some news reports, people saying, well, I'm not gonna let no robot watch my child. No, you may not. But your child may let a robot raise her child. You know, your grandchild may feel more secure around a robot than she feels around any of y'all. And that robot gonna mess around and know that. You know, it's just gonna be all kinds of issues that's gonna pop up. You gonna mess around and try to discipline your grandchild, and that robot step in and be like, we not doing that. We don't do that. We don't do that. We don't discipline. That robot will let you know, hey, this what it is. You ain't finna shut that down. You not finna hit my owner. You're not finna hit my owner's child. Care who you are. Cause that's what I've been told. You know, and running into these issues, or you going to school and you taking your kids are getting checked in school and the teachers are robots. Some of your teachers is robots. You know, this is the time we living in, man. And I think, you know, leaders need to come together, man, on all facets, from all religions, from all thoughts, and come together and try to parse this thing out. So we can start putting some parameters around this thing. If not, according to the law, at least, you know, within our own, you know, organizations of, you know, so we don't get too, you know, we don't go too deep into that rabbit hole. Where people may not even be able to come out of that thing. Where we get to a matrix moment where the robots feel like, you know what, these jokers are so destructive that we have to do that. And it comes from free time. It comes from jokers ain't got nothing else to do but to destroy themselves. That's the only thing they enjoy. They don't enjoy productivity. They don't enjoy bettering themselves. They only enjoy, the flesh only wants to destroy itself. And so when you give the flesh unlimited goods and resources, when you don't give the flesh a purpose, you take your purpose away from the flesh. The flesh only has to go back to its basic, its primitive purpose, and that's to destroy itself. That's for it to destroy itself. And I'll end with this. Y'all remember all those, we was talking earlier about those NPCs that people were pretending to be robots, and you had the one brother, he was pretending to be Spider-Man. He'd be like, yeah, you sent him something. He's like, yeah, and you're in the man. I'll come back. You know, they were playing like they were robots. It was called NPCs or whatever. That stuff was just there to usher in. It's just ushering in. So people acting like robots is to get your mind ready for robots acting like people. So you won't be so spooked out. You're going to be looking at it like it's crazy, like, oh, you know. But eventually it's going to be normal for you. eventually you gonna feel safer getting in the Uber with nobody in it than in the Uber. Man, I'm gonna be honest. Last time I got in the Uber, I'm gonna be 100. This is 100. Why would I lie? The last I got into an Uber, I'm dropping my car. Y'all know I have no car issues. Dropped into an Uber to go pick up my car. This sister run the darn stop sign in the neighborhood. Say, oh, I didn't see it. Yeah, I know you didn't. Of course. You was down there looking at something. And then, all praises that, I was able to get a new car. These cars driving themselves now. Even just the basic cars are driving themselves, keeping you in the lane. They have the capability. Stopping. I was pulling out, get ready to pull out, and I wasn't all the way out in the street, but it'll stop and the steering wheel rumble and music shut off. Like, man, be careful. Watch what you're doing out here. And if it can do that, it can drive itself. It can pull out itself. If it got the vision to see that, and be that extra careful, because, I'm trying to cut that stuff off. I don't want you doing it. I don't want you steering my car. But sometimes too, the more I'm driving with it, the more I'm getting more comfortable. Like, man, yeah, I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't at that very moment. I was on my darn. I was trying to find the next YouTube video. I was trying to find another track to listen to. There was a little lack of concentration there. I did slide out in that other lane a little bit. So these are the things that we just gonna have to deal with. We're gonna have to talk about, y'all. So maybe it'll be a part 3, part 4, part 5 as these things continue to roll out. I just wanted to share that. It's been on me, been on my mind a little bit, and I just wanted to blow the trumpet on it. Because I don't see a lot of people talking about it, especially not in Israel. A lot of us have our end time viewpoint and how we think this thing's gonna look. Oh, well, that nation gonna fight this nation and that nation. But man, if we have a whole fleet of darn robots coming out here now, and we have jobs eliminated, nobody's doing hard labor, the robots doing the labor, the robots building the houses, the robots building the cars, the robots building themselves, everything, inflation is over. What are we fighting about? What are the people fighting about? And if they are fighting, the robots doing the fighting. And then it's not Elon Musk is a baby. What about Temu? Jokers, Elon Musk selling that cyborg robot for $20,000. You can probably get you a little artificial one from China for $2,000. Then it's a question of, man, I'm not finna let no Temu robot watch my baby. I ain't finna do that. I ain't finna do it. And then again, y'all be blessed, y'all. I pray this thing was edifying. We'll see y'all on the next one. Shalom.